this class we are going to discuss about motion in a straight line. In that motion in a straight line we are going to discuss about path, distance and displacement. So first let us see what is meant by path. See, already we have discussed yesterday about rest and motion. Rest in the sense if the position of a particle doesn't change with respective time and surrounding, then the particle is said to be at rest. And if the position of the particle changes continuously with respect to time and surroundings, then it is said to be in motion. Now let us consider a particle which is in motion. So when a particle is in motion, its position continuously changes. Now I am considering a particle starts at this position. So this is one position. After a few seconds or a few minutes, after a time passing, the particle is here. After a few more minutes, the particle is here. After a few more minutes, the particle is here. So after a few more minutes, particle is here and finally it came to rest here. That means here what we are going to say is the line joining the successive positions. We have to join the successive positions of a particle which is in motion. So first the particle started here. I am naming it as A and it ended at point B. So these all are the positions of the particle. So these are the successive positions of the particle. So if you join all these particles or positions of the particle traveled in this way. So if you join all the successive positions made by the particle which is in motion, we will get a path. So this is called as path. Path is nothing but line joining successive positions of a particle which is in motion. If a particle is in motion, definitely its position will change according to the time, with respect to time. So while changing its positions, if we join all the successive positions, we will get a path. So this is called as path. And now if you consider that while particle is moving, if it is moving in a straight line, if a particle is moving in a straight line, then we call that then the particle is said to be in rectilinear motion. If a particle is moving in a straight line, then we can say that the particle is in rectilinear motion. And if a particle is moving in a curved path, here the path is straight line, so we call as rectilinear motion. If a particle is moving in a curved path, then we call this motion of the particle is curvilinear motion. And in the same way, if a particle is moving along a circle, then the motion of the particle is called as circular motion. If the path is a straight line which is made by the particle, then the motion of the particle is rectilinear motion. If a particle is moving in a curved line, then the motion of the particle is curvilinear motion. If the particle is moving in a circular path, then the motion of the particle is circular motion. So these are the three different types of motions. Now you consider what is meant by distance. See, the length path or path length. This path is having some length. You consider the length of the path as some 20 centimeter. Particle moved 20 centimeter like this from A to B. So the length we are measuring, the path length we are measuring. So that is called as distance. Or simply distance can be termed as a length of the path. Distance is nothing but length of the path. Length of the path is called distance. And now consider one more thing here about path. Yesterday we have discussed that motion and time are, motion is relative as well as rest is relative. In the same way, path is also relative. How path will be relative? See, if you are walking on a road and a person is coming opposite to you, so for you which is said to be right will be left for the opposite person who is walking facing towards you. So by that way you can say that path is relative. And one more example for path is relative is, you consider an aeroplane is moving and a body is dropped from the moving aeroplane. So it will fall down like this. So the path of the body which is dropped from the aeroplane, for the pilot it is a straight line. For pilot it is a straight line. But for a person who is observing from the ground, the path seems to be like parabola. So body is same, but the body's path for pilot is straight line and the body's path for the person who is on the ground is parabolic path. So path is relative. And now coming to this distance again. Distance is nothing but length of the path is called as distance. And the distance is measured in terms of meter. So SI unit is meter. And the dimensional formula of distance is simply capital L. Why? Because length. We are saying length of the path. Length. So L. And this distance is a scalar quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity. And now let us consider what is meant by displacement. Displacement is nothing but, see, if a particle is traveling from A to B, the length of this path is called as distance. And in the same way, if we consider the line joining from A to B, so here we are not considering the shape of the path. Irrespective of shape of the path, the line joining from initial point, this is initial point A and this is final point B. Particle started here and ends here. So the line joining initial point and final point gives the displacement of a particle. So displacement can be defined like this. It is the shortest path or line joining initial and final point, irrespective of shape of the path. Here shape of the path we won't consider, but this displacement is having a specified direction. Path is not having a specified direction, but displacement is having a specified direction. So SI unit of this also meter only, and dimensional formula will be same. But coming to the quantity, displacement is a vector quantity. Why? Because distance and displacement differ in the direction. Displacement is having a specified direction, while distance is not having any specified direction. See, this is the example. Here displacement is having a specified direction. So displacement is a vector while distance is a scalar quantity. Thank you.